Hi, Slava. I hear that there's a rumor of a documentary about Liquid Sky in the works.
Yes, it is in the works for yes.
Any details?
No details. We're just preparing this documentary because it's the 30th anniversary of the film,
That's
and we're planning to re-release it. And I think that may be useful for DVD.
excellent. I'm really excited about that. Will it have many of the same cast members?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet. Have you talked to Paula Shepard any time in the recent past?
No, nobody did. She disappeared many years ago, and actually, the only time I seen some information it was on internet because everybody asking each other, "Where's Paul Shepard?" And somebody unknown wrote that she is somewhere in Washington State and has kids and husband.
Oh wow. Well, that's very cool. Um, I also hear a rumor about a possible sequel to Liquid Sky.
Yes, Anne Carlisle and me were writing the script. Actually, I had proposals for many years for sequel, for remake, and all that, but it's never came to anything. And one of many reasons was that I had no idea how to do it. Now I've got the idea, which I like, and we're writing the script, and we're thinking seriously about making it.
Well, that's very cool. I like that. I messaged Anne Carlisle a couple times. She seems very nice, and she wanted to get in on the Skype, but I think the window of her travels didn't seem to be working very well. But yeah, she seemed very nice on the internet. Um, and I guess I have one last question. Do you can you give us a little forward about the Liquid Sky that you like to tell fans of the film?
Well, nothing. I don't like to speak before people see the film, and there is a lot of material around about Liquid Sky. So I'm ready to answer any of your questions, and I hope audience would enjoy it.
Well, we don't really have that many questions because this is going to go before the movie. Usually we do live Skypes after the movie, but that would be at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning your time, so that won't work out that well.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
once it sadly worked. After then, Liquid Sky was just released. It was shown in Berlin Film Festival. One of the screenings was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and actually it was non-stop showing of many films, and all the audience was staying there in the theater all night, and nobody left. Actually, it was overcrowded. It impressed me very much.
Very, very cool. Where are you going to be showing the film next yourself?
Next, I guess it will be in Brooklyn Academy of Music. They called me, and there is another plan for Miami, but I don't know yet exactly when it's going to happen.
Now, I heard this yesterday from another fan that you originally wanted another composer to do the music for Liquid Sky, but that fell through.
Well, it's not. It's really a pretty long story. I don't think it's have now time enough to tell about that.
Okay.
It's not what's like. Actually, was not what were many. I tried to find a composer for a long time. I was listening to millions of Dima tapes of all the electronic music which existed. Composers coexisted back then. Computer music didn't exist yet, and most of electronic composers tried to make with synthesizers something which would sound like big symphony orchestra. And I didn't want it. I wanted to sound like a very primitive, like circus, electronic circus music. So finally, it came to what we have.
Well, I'm the proud owner of the soundtrack on vinyl. It's one of my favorite things that I've seen. Um, were you aware of the remakes that people of the music that people were releasing in the late '90s and early 2000s?
Well, I couldn't judge how much it's so connected, but I guess there is a lot of connection to
Yeah,
music of Liquid Sky. Yes.
excellent. And you're still living in New York City in that same warehouse, I believe. Is that correct?
absolutely the same place.
Wow. I'll bet your rent is you probably got rent control because I hear everything else in New York City is super expensive.
Well, it's a pretty complicated question, I guess, as well, not for this short interview, but yes, you know, it's it's not easy. We've already had a couple of fights in court with different landlords.
Oh my, yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'd like to thank Mara Leader for giving me giving me your contact information. She's been very helpful, and she says that she met you back in New York back in the day. And I think that that's all I really wanted to ask. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I can't wait to show this film.
Okay, thank you, and I really hope everybody will enjoy it.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Slava, and you have a good afternoon. Well, I guess it's evening now in your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Slava.